Hey, Brian from Garage Mall. Today we are going to be changing a headlight bulb and a Toyota Tundra. You got to take the grill out, and I started doing this because I did the other side already. But you have this little sensor here you have to disconnect, and then I lined up all the bolts up here. But there's 10mm bolts that you're going to run across here, and then you have one of these little body panel clips here. Mine's a little different because it has some warning lights in the front. Otherwise, once you get that undone, you can basically kind of clip it or move it completely out of the way. But for me, I'm going to have to swing it upside down and move it a little bit to the side, just because these little emergency lights are a little bit tricky to get out. So then I'm just basically going to put a little bungee cord on this, and then I'm going to bungee it up around here. And you guys can do the same if you have some of those special warning lights. Okay, so now we got that safely out of the way. You got your headlight. You have to disconnect this, as well as you have to get this little body panel out. So you're going to need a little body panel remover tool. So let's get rid of these two down here. And pull that clip out. Out. I'll put these off on the side here. Okay, so that's going to make this little piece, and it just clips in here on this side, so it sounds like it's going to break, but it doesn't. It's just these clips cutting loose. So throw that off down on the side, and you're going to have one bolt here that you have to disconnect for the headlight. It's a 10mm. That's your side little bolt that holds that in. Put that there. And then you have two 10mm up here on each clip. So we got that one. We got that one. Okay, then your headlight basically has these two little clips on top. They are very easy to break, so be very careful. Sometimes you might need your little body peg to kind of pry this up a little bit over that. And pry it over that again. And then you kind of like lift it up and you can slide it forward. Okay. Then your headlight's right here, your bulb. So you got this little clip here, you just shake it back and forth, and that comes off. And then this little rubber piece here. Mine were on pretty tough. So then just give it kind of a twist back and forth, and it should release off from the back of the bulb. Not the word is should. And this guy's a little sticky here. Just twist it back and forth a little bit. Well, if all else fails, you got your clip on under here. So you basically just push it down, and that's going to help lift up on it. And then you can kind of shimmy it out of its way. And you got this little clip on the other side that's kind of holding it down. And then I think I just got it freed up enough. Okay, so it's a tight fit, and what you're looking to do is get this off your bulb, and you can see how it's like kind of melts on there from the heat. But let me peel it a little bit. Okay, all right, there we go. So that's your old dead bulb. Then your new one. Make sure you have gloves on. Do not touch the glass. Try to avoid that as much as possible. And we're using the Sylvania Extra Vision 9003H4. And so what you do is put your bulb down in this little cradle, and you'll kind of see where it kind of lines itself up, where you can clip everything down. Might take a couple turns in here to get this situated the right way. Okay, see how it kind of like lands, those three prongs land in there? Okay, and this is where you put your clip back down, and then it's nice and in place. And then you're going to put this little rubber grommet back in place, and this is what keeps the weller out. So make sure you push it down nice and easy. Then you line your 3 plugs up. All right, there you go. And then you just guide your headlight back into place here. Up, get your little tabs back into place. Okay, and then we'll put that 110 millimeter on the side here. Okay, so that's in. Let's get the 2 10 millimeter pieces up on top. So that's nice and snug in place. Okay, we'll put our body panel back on. So kind of angle it up here so you get those pieces in. And then just give it a little pop, and we'll go back in place. And then your 2 little plugs here. They'll hold that body panel piece in. Okay. All right, then put your grill back on. I still had to use little bungees to get in there before because I have a little bit different setup with my little HAZ blinker lights here. They weren't that easy to take off, so. Okay, and when you're taking these out, there is a little tab under here that lines up into this little hole. Hopefully you'll be able to see it, but it lines up there. So let's scoot across to the other side. Make sure that hole's lining up, that tab's lining up there. Okay, and then you push basically everything back and it should kind of snap itself in place to where it's got to go. Now I have this little sensor there, so we're going to put that in there. And then, like I said, you got a little body peg up here that snaps in. And then I think I may have lost the one that went over on this side. Anyway, you put one back in place here, and then you're putting your 10 millimeter bolts back in. And as we run across, each one of these little holes should line up. And then let me get my little tool back in. And here's more of an aerial view. We got that one. We'll line up over here. Alright. Okay. So that little piece is missing. I'm sure it fell down there anyway. But anyway, you got those 4 spots that you got. And then that's basically how you replace your Tundra headlight. Anyway, that's Brian from Garage Mahal. Thanks for watching. Be safe. Thanks for subscribing.